You all young students aspiring for higher education are Varaprasad.
India today is in the world map in the realm of science primarily due to the contribution of Sir Ronald Ross, who invented the intermediate host for the malarial parasite, Sir C.V. Raman, who developed the light scattering technique, Sir Hargobind Kharona, who developed the techniques in the field of genetic engineering, Sir Subramanian Chandrasekhar, who is an astrophysicist and mathematical theory of black holes, and Sir Venkatraman Ramakrishnan recently in 2009 did the elucidation of protein synthetic machinery in bacteria.
A. Leela Mohan Rao, Registrar, Vignan University, to deliver the message.
There is now a great need for inspiring the students to think in terms of basic sciences. Somewhere a few decades back, there was some distortion in the education system in India. There was more emphasis on immediate employability, and because of the expansion of technology, the revolution of technology, and the expanding opportunities in IT sector, there has been greater demand for the computer courses or the courses for which there is immediate demand. So they are all applied courses, they are not core courses. That's why now we find in general education less demand for courses like physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, or life sciences or physical sciences. And worst is the case in the case of, say, arts and sciences. There is no one to take a seat in arts and science.
So we are very happy to have him in our panel of speakers. Now I request Mr. Patra sir to say a few words on this program.
Hundreds of educational institutions that we have financed till now, I think, to me, Vignan University is the best of all. You see, Naujawan, young men, the life of this bird depends on your hand. If you want to kill it, you kill it now. If you want to see that it should flutter in the green sky, chirping around, and it should go here and there, singing songs, then you can allow it. Similarly, my dear friends, if your career is just like a bird, it is in your hands. Please try to save that, see that it is grows higher and higher by your same principle, desire, decision, and determination. Thank you, friends.
You know, one young student went to Arvind Ghosh. Arvindo, you must be knowing. Asked him, nearly 74 species in the evolution disappeared. Does man also disappear one day? Because he is also a species. Does he also disappear? You know what Aurobindo said? No. Man will never disappear. The purpose of man is to become Superman. You know, what do you mean by Superman? Answer is very simple, it's not complex. Only a man can become a Buddha or a Jesus or a Krishna or a Rama. There is no dog Buddha or a donkey Krishna. They can never become, only a man can become. But what the man is becoming now, he is becoming a dog and a donkey. Not a Buddha, not a Krishna, not a Jesus, not a Gandhi, not an Einstein. So remember, always whenever you go to anywhere, maybe college, maybe any place, even a market, I'm a man with the head on the top. So that means my thought process should be on the top, not very mean.
There is one magazine called Economist, which is published from London, one of the highly respected journal in the world. They have kept 1 quarter exclusively for science and technology. 1 quarter exclusive for science and technology. What do? They discuss about so many scientific inventions and the problems that require scientific attention and the kind of life that is going to emerge, the demands from the mankind and society that is going to emerge in another 30 years, 40 years. They are so much involved in this. all this is to stimulate the youngsters and the teachers to think in terms the kind of needs that this society is going to have in the coming years.
You want to do anything for yourself as for the country, nurture the spirit of excellence. It is 10% intelligence, 90% hard work, a focused hard work. When both are blended together, it will churn out excellence. My dear young people, always nurture the spirit of excellence. Many people have the opinion that government departments, they run on mediocrity. But ISRO is the only government department which runs on excellence. It's because of people like Vikram Sarabhai, Abdul Kalam, Satish Dhawan, and so many others who have nurtured these spirits, the spirit of excellence, and have implemented it.
The prospect next. ఎంతమంది చూసారు మైక్రోబయాలజీ ల్యాబ్స్? గుడ్. మైక్రోబయాలజీ ల్యాబ్స్ చూసారు కదా. ఏం చేశాడంటే ఆయన ఒకసారి మైక్రోబయాలజీ ల్యాబ్లో కల్చర్ ప్లేట్ తీసుకొని ఆ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ ఏదో ఆ స్పెసిమన్ నుంచి స్ట్రీక్ చేస్తున్నట్ట. ఒక్కసారి పెద్దగా తుమ్ము వచ్చింది ఆయనకి. తుమ్ము రావడం ఏమిటి, ఆ ప్లేట్ మీద తుమ్మేశాడు. మామూలు అనుకున్నాడు, మూత వేసాడు, పెట్టాడు, అందులో మర్నాడు వచ్చి చూస్తే తాను ఏ ప్లేట్ మీద తుమ్మాడో అక్కడ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ లేవు. దే డిడ్ నాట్ గ్రో అండ్ అదర్ ప్లేట్స్ హ్యాడ్ గ్రోన్. అప్పుడు ఆలోచించాడు, నా తుమ్ములో ఏముంది అని. ఆ తుమ్ములోంచి వచ్చిన లాలాజలంలో వాటిల్లో యాంటీ బ్యాక్టీరియల్ సబ్స్టెన్సెస్ మనకి ఉన్నాయి. అందులో అత్యధిక శాతం కళ్ళల్లో ఉన్నాయి. అందుకని కళ్ళు తెరిచింత ఉండి ఇక్కడే కనుక చూపిస్తే ఎటువంటి డెడ్లీ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్ అన్నీ ఉంటాయి, కానీ కంటికి ఏం జరగదు. బికాస్ ఆఫ్ దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యాంటీ బ్యాక్టీరియల్ సబ్స్టెన్స్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ లైసోజైమ్. అంటే అర్థం ఏమిటంటే ఏది జరిగినా పర్లేదులే అని పడేయకూడదు. ఎందుకు ఇలా జరిగిందని ఆలోచిస్తే దట్ మే బి బిగినింగ్ ఆఫ్ డిస్కవరీ. నెక్స్ట్ మచ్ మోర్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ నేను చెప్తాను.
Efficiency of the propulsion system is measured in terms of specific impulse. The specific impulse is defined as the thrust produced per unit mass flow rate of the propellant.
This is how we have evolved from, we have started in the 1960s, we had the sounding rockets for atmospheric studies. Then from there, moved on to the SLV, the first generation launch vehicle, for which Abdul Kalam is the mission director. Okay, he made it successful and then moved on to other department. Next we have moved to ASLV, augmented satellite launch vehicle. Then in 90s we have moved to the operational phase where we have developed the PSLV. If you see the ASLV to PSLV, PSLV is 10 times as big as SLV and ASLV. It is able to carry almost at present 1400 kg satellite into a 650 kilometer circular orbit. From there, we have moved to GSLV.
Playing with the computer, you are sitting in front of the TV and you are not at all doing exercise. You are not playing outside, which is not at all good. And balanced healthy diet. This is also you people are not following. As I am seeing my kids, they are more interested in junk foods like cool drinks, pizza, burger and everything, but not about fresh vegetables and leafy vegetables. And washing hands before eating food and after using bathroom. When after coming out from the bathroom, you have to wash your hand and before eating food. How
I can make polymer out of it. Right? I write an N. Is this a chiral center? You study chiral center, correct? Okay. So what I'm playing with that chiral center spatial distribution. Spatial distribution in alternate way.
From Institute of Mathematical Sciences in India, from Chennai. In India we have got, this is only repeated Institute of Mathematical Sciences. We do not have many institutes. It produces stalwarts in various fields.
Okay? What you are allowed to do with your compass is the following. You cannot simply open it any which way you want. Okay? It is a very special compass. Given 2 points, what it allows you to do is, you can press your, you can put your sharp vertex at this point, open it so that the pencil is at this point. You cannot remove it from the, now the equilateral triangle is constructible because there you see, I have constructed it, right here. That's an equilateral triangle. Okay, that's easy. Okay, there you go. That's the regular hexagon, right? So here is the regular hexagon. I've constructed it, right? Okay, there you go. That's the square, right? Square is constructed. Okay. What about the regular pentagon, heptagon, etc.? Are they constructible? Right? This is a very simple question that I am asking. Right? Regular triangle, I mean equilateral triangle is okay, square is okay, hexagon is okay, but what about the pentagon? What about the heptagon? Okay, let me ask you.
And such a complex thing. He has involved you and it has become an interactive mode where he made you to realize that what are the things possible, what are the things not possible, and how those, a person like you at an young age, could look at a complex problem not from the point of a coordinate geometry, from the point of an algebra, giving a message that your perception of looking at an object is more revealing, more important when you want to solve something unique. He has given a very good example of us, and in this context I should tell you, it's a powerful example where mathematics, without mathematics there is nothing. Matter of all sciences. One is proficient in mathematics, is proficient in many other things.
How do you think it will be different? If I am writing for scientific purpose, how is my style going to be different from if I write a short story or a poem or for general everyday purpose? Is there going to be any difference? You all agree? It's going to be different. You all agree? Okay, tell me how is it going to be different? You can come out with your own reflections on that. When you write about something to do with science, you should also substantiate with evidence. Okay, what do you mean? Can you expand little more on that? it should have evidence, I agree with you. But how does it relate to we are talking about writing. So that means whenever you make a statement in science, okay, you have to substantiate it with some supporting evidence. Please write in plain English. Okay, you don't have to use technical vocabulary. Just write in simple plain English.
In shape, which is made of glass, it helps to give the light. Made of glass and emits light.
Due to the loss of electrical energy, light energy is emitted from the tungsten due to its resistance, which has inert gas filament. Materials like inert gas filament, tungsten filament made of tungsten, which converts electrical energy into light energy due to electrical loss. Bar provided to you, then start typing in that bar about South Central Highway, booking. Then there will be many listed web pages, and click on to reservation web page and start filling your required information such as name, gender.
So something which is not interesting to you, you are not going to process it. Okay. So if I tell you that this topic is not of much importance from the point of examination, so what you will do immediately, the notebooks which you had to make a notes, you'll just fold it, keep it in the bag very slowly. Okay. Or if I tell that this topic is extremely important from the point of your examination or for the test, what you will do? You will pull out your notebooks and you try to make a notes so that it will aid you for the further understanding of the topic. So it's extremely important what you are learning, if it is relevant for you, that need to be stored in the brain. And something which is not relevant for you, it's not going to be stored. Okay. Then, most importantly, in the different regions of the brain, this is the human brain, and each one of them are compartmentalized to process a particular set of information. Say for example, you have all the visual information is processed here, you have auditory information is processed here, your speech happens from this region of the brain. When does the brain matures? When our guys, when our school going kids, they know what is good and bad. So the law needs evidences. So then, I was one of the panel member in the Supreme Court, the logical and the policy making body. And then how do I convince the legal people? How are we going to say that? So 14 years is so immature. The brain is extremely immature, but the body is matured. Physically you are mature, but mentally you are not mature. That means if I impose a law at the age of 14, we are going to build not the schools like this or universities, we have to build the remand homes. We have to build the remand homes like colleges. Because criminality and injustice and the justice, there is a huge gap is there. So then by 18 years, most of the maturation happens, and also you could have your own decisions can be made.
Hitherto there was a big discussion in the philosophy, what is brain, what is mind. Now it is very much clear for you all. No one can give you that type of the definition. Nowhere in the textbooks it is written. Sir has given you, that's what, because I have gone through the physiology, I know. Brain is the organ of mind. If anybody asks you what the difference between brain and mind, brain is the organ, mind is something that controls the organ.
Sir, in your lecture you have said 70% of the brain organization was unknown. So what is the enigma in finding out their usefulness? What is the mystery behind not finding out their functioning? Since we have all the neurons, and we know that these neurons, they function particularly in such, they are responsible for certain functions. But why can't we 70%? Why is it unknown?
The rest of the brain regions which we don't know, we call it as association regions. So say for example, we don't know what is the basis for consciousness. We are all conscious. So we don't know where is the mind. Where is the site for your spirituality? And somebody thinks indifferently.
This is an RC aircraft or an aero model or a miniature aircraft, whatever you may call it. So this is a replica of a real airplane. It really flies. So here, what are we going to do now? We'll try to learn how it flies, what are the basic principles which you can understand in this level, and we'll show you some videos. After that, we'll go to the ground and we'll show you how it flies actually. Okay? And the complete thing which is holding all the parts together is the fuselage. So now you are done with your intermediate, most of you are going to get into engineering. So you have to learn all the technical terms. Okay? So the body, the main body of the aircraft is known as the fuselage, which holds the wing, the tail portion, the engine or the motor, and all the fuel or the battery, whatever we keep inside, right? So the wing, the flat thing which is on top of the fuselage, what is the purpose of this wing? Why do we need such a structure on top? So there is something called gravity which is acting on every object, which will always pull objects downwards, right? So when we want to fly something into the air, we have to come against, we have to generate some energy against the gravity or some force.
I have explained something regarding created biotechnology. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Because I will be leaving on the libraries.
Good morning to you all students. We are glad to have first session Dr. Professor Shankar Narayan Garu. So about this, Sir wants to have interaction with you all. Come out with the ideas. See, as you know that protein molecule, as you know that DNA molecule, there are memory molecules.
Discoverer. Say for example, yesterday we had the scientist from Vignan, Hyderabad Center. So he had a wonderful creativity. All that creativity until and unless he just exposed that creativity and a discovery to the rest of the world, those discoveries will never be heard.
I just want to continue. I just chosen Michael Faraday with the idea that he is basically a bookbinder. He has done several things, but for him, we don't have a fan or a light, any one of those things, or electricity, all those things. So he is a solid example for every one of you that if you work hard, if you think independently, if you act according to your mind, without much dependence on your teachers, and if you have some zeal, self-interest, you can reach anything in science, anything in your career. So what we need is an amount of determination, a good goal, and a good planning, and finally your curiosity will take you to the destination. So with these few remarks, I'll just go to the contributions of Michael Faraday. You see now, next one. You see now he lived for nearly about his career. He is a 4th class dropout. Next slide. See, he is a British national, born in 79 in England. The pool of mercury and a conductor, this is another. Instead of wire, he has taken a disc, copper disc, okay, 2 poles of a magnet, this is a Harshaw magnet, okay. This wire is in contact with here and one more contact here.
Okay, small molecules. If I connect them, I'll have something like this, right? You should ask me, sir, why you write like this? I'll write straight line. You can, I mean, that's not the point. This is just a picture, I could get it from Google easily. You take a ethylene molecule, put little bit of sulfuric acid in it. and allow it to react, allow the molecules to interact, to talk to each other. What will happen is slowly you will see the molecules build up, keeps building up, keeps building up. The longer you run, you get big and big. What is this? In organic chemistry you might have seen this, right? What is this? It's a diamine. Correct? Diamine. What is this? A dicarboxylic acid. Correct? What is the reaction between amine and acid? What it produces? Amine and acid. Now even 8th standard students study this, right?
The basic difference between these
Sir.
13 by 13 by 13 size. This is 4 by 4. The more exercise you want to break, you go for the higher. First learn 3 by 3, next 4 by 4, 5 by 5, up to 13 by 13. And what is the direction? See.
Similarly, you are supposed to move the front.
So first of all, keep yellow to top, yellow center. Yellow top means yellow center to top. And red to front means red center to you. Yellow center to white side. And direct. Next you arrive. Location or in this location or in this location. You have to bring to that location, then you have to rotate it. See, I will show you again.
They show white location, white.
This model is called touch dimmer. Like means with the help of a sensor, just by touching with the finger, the intensity of light will vary, right? And once it attains the maximum intensity, later it automatically switches off, right? Not glowing, right? Just by touching, you will see just by touching here, but this is the sensor, right? There is a facility available here, right? Just by touching the intensity, you can see the intensity of light is very less now. Once again, the second time if I touch, the intensity will increase. The intensity has increased once I touch the second time. And the third time, the intensity will be still more, right? And at last it will automatically switch off. This is the maximum intensity. After that, it is automatically switching off after attaining the higher intensity. The second model is humidity measurement. Humidity measurement. Just by blowing air, we can see that the intensity of the other switches are also open, right? I am just blowing air, right? It's a humidity, measurement of humidity in a particular area. You see this light glowing here, just I am blowing the air through this medium. You see the light is glowing there. Like that, the variation of the humidity measurement, you can measure how much humidity is present in that room, wherein the intensity of light will vary depending upon whether it is daytime or night time. Okay? So, you see the intensity of light is more, but once I bring this closer to this, the intensity will decrease. You see are you observing the intensity is decreasing here? And if I keep it in dark, the intensity is more. If I keep it very close to this, the intensity is decreasing. If I keep it away from this, right, this is able to sense that is depending upon the darkness, the intensity is more. Depending upon the size of the object, well, if it is a heavy object, in the first instance itself it will separate out. If it is a bigger object, in the first instance, you see here, this has to detect this sensor has to identify the object. It identifies the people entering the room and the number of people who are still left to enter. Say 100 people are entering the room. So one by one it will count, and based upon that it will manage the lighting system. Right?
కాంప్లెక్స్ కాంప్లికేట్ చేస్తూ ఈజీగా ఉన్నాయి సో అలా ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏం చెప్పొచ్చు ఈ విషయం గట్టిగా అలా అన్నారంటే అప్పుడు సామాన్ కాకుండా సో అది కొంచెం కాంప్లెక్సిటీ ఇలా సో అటువంటి కాంప్లెక్స్ కాకుండా ఈ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ కోసం బట్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇస్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉంటుంది
సో you can make one of this pump to work. Okay, if this pump works, it can fill a cycle tube or a scooter tube. Okay, there's no requirement of electricity, with this you can fill up. But again, here these two are sensors, they are detecting the individual passing through. These type of sensors are all essential in Prime Minister's office, Chief Minister's office, in Tirumala Hills, whomsoever is going in, how many people went through. In Tirumala temple, more than 1 lakh people goes through. If I increase this very fast, it's going very fast. This is a LED fountain called, it is all based on LEDs. This one is checking for the speed of the vehicles. The speed of the vehicles can be checked, and it will be indicated in this microprocessor. There is a device here in which the speed of the vehicles is detected. And if at all there is any fault in one of the phase, that will be detected in this device. Here, this is the device. Here in this it will be. In this it will be which phase the fault is there. In the lane are people very close to the street lights. If the person goes very close to the street light, it automatically gets on, and if there is nobody near the street lights, it automatically gets off. Once if you can come here, you can easily understand this, and it's also working live model. Okay? Yeah, she is able to culture, she is able to show the demonstration to students about the highlights of Langerhans. So now we are all happy that Madam has come. Let us give bouquet to Madam.
About the obesity, and we are trying to look at very important markers. Can I take a blood of a patient and look for what are the key markers, like an indicator? So I can actually give a management, yes, you are having IL-2 high, you are having leptin levels high. So this individual is in another 3 years going to be precipitating for what is called as the obesity. I have a wonderful playground, and I find most of the students playing in the ground. And that is because of increasing your mental agilentness, and you overcome your mental fatigue. See, mental fatigue is the worst thing that one can go with. So the exercises increases the mental agility, and you have to eat regular food. You have to take regular meals. Eat foods from all the groups. Don't confine only to rice. Don't confine only to chapatis. Don't confine only to one kind. So use a variety of foods. You can even tell your parents that we would like to have variety of food content. Avoid too much of sugar. Restrict excess salt, and please follow this pyramid where you are going more for cereal based food, okay, and go for less refinery based food.
We transform white adipose tissue into stem cells. then stem cells into pancreatic cells.
So what we do is, we go to the maternity ward, and soon after the baby is born, the placenta and the umbilical cord is actually thrown into the dustbin. So what we do is, we collect that placenta and the umbilical cord under sterile condition, bring it to our lab, we harvest the stem cells, okay, we get excellent stem cells. And why is placenta stem cells the best stem cells? Because they are directly coming from the mother, okay, and they are very much concealed. So they are immunoprotective, they are immunomodulators, okay, and they have lot of medicinal properties. So we prepare the stem cells and we give them the condition to form the insulin secreting cells.
Solid waste management. Solid waste management comprised of municipal solid waste generated due to in municipal section due to human interventions. Next one. And this commerce and industry, this industrial solid waste, and which comes of municipal solid waste also comes out from industrial activity as well as household activities. Like last week I was in Sri Lanka, in Colombo, and in Sri Lanka we observed that waste generation is much more than India. They are producing more than 1 kilogram per capita per day in Sri Lanka, and our country is lagging. Next one.
Another is called osmotic work. Without your knowledge, we are doing enormous amount of osmotic work. Look at an organism which is living in seawater. Tremendous amount of osmotic work to prevent that sodium chloride, which is almost 3 molar, not entering the body. So you have to do work. Even when you eat food and digest, remember, you digest your food here and then it has to go into the body. Now how do I push something from here to that side? If there is a door, you go. That is called diffusion. Concentration gradient will make them move. But supposing after the last part is over, there is still some food, fine. For example, if you study how a fertilized egg becomes a full formed animal, every tissue, every organ comes in a pattern. And people ask, how do you get it in the same pattern? For example, a rabbit will always give rise to a rabbit. Lion will not give rise to a horse.
But there are many technologies which are involved in this natural resource management, and which are basically, they will converge at one place. That means we try to analyze the data which comes from different sources and do the management. Next one. Now let us go into the what is the remote sensing. It's technology which is not very old. We started talking about this technology in 1970s or 60s. So it's not very old technology. It is still developing. This sir was talking about the vibrations, or we are talking to each other. This is also basically a kind of remote sensing. We are looking at each other is also remote sensing. Let us say I have one more map here. I put one more map here, either back side or front side. If I put in front, you do not know what are these two behind maps. And if I put here, you do not know what is this map. So this technology basically offers you something which is easily understood.
Planet by sending orbiter spacecraft to Mars, operating landers and rovers on its surface. India's Mars orbiter mission is an essential part of this global effort to understand Mars in more detail. India is a prominent spacefaring nation today. Besides building and launching a variety of Earth-orbiting satellites for rapid and all-round development of the country.
Beloved Chairman Sir, Dr. Rattai Garu, Revered Professor K. Muralidhar Garu, University of Delhi, respected Professor Sarnam Singh, ISRO Dehradun, dear Dr. Sunil Kumar Neeri, Nagpur, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Purushottam Garu, and distinguished DET Dr. Vallavaneni Madhusudan Rao Garu.
This is Lalitya. Before you speaking about the forest camp Inspire, and I'm from NRI Academy. I'm studying BPC. First of all, I would like to thank Rao Rattai Garu for encouraging such programs, and then Dr. Kripanidhi Garu and all other staff members for the generosity and for their hospitality. We are given lectures from different lecturers all over the India, and these lectures are very lucid and easy to understand. All the lectures are very useful.
I was very inspired by the 3 lectures that are given by Ratnakaran and Sharda ma'am and Dr. Vijayalakshmi ma'am. Dr. Kamaraj Ratnakaran sir gave a very good explanation about the time, as this time is important in the student's life, and he gave a very good explanation about brain.
The DSP Inspire program, I don't know about it. Before I happened to get an opportunity to join here. My name is Vijayashri. I'm from Navodaya Junior College, Tenali. I was thankful to Chairman Mr. Lau Raktay Garu and the coordinator Krupanidhi sir. I was thankful to them.
Inspire program is very informative, and my special thanks to Vignan University.
There is a big necessity, especially these days, after globalization, what is happening? So entire discovery, all the inventions and discoveries belong to the science. Fine. Suppose, this neem extract, somebody discovers neem extract cures the cancer. Somebody discovers it. So this discovery is patented. Invention, whatever it may be, patented. And with the neem extract, so many products they prepare it to cure this production, all these things, we do it, or Australia fellow they do it, or Nigeria fellow, Africa fellow, they do it, everybody does it. But the majority of this, the benefit, the majority of the benefit of all these products, 90% of the benefit goes to the patent fellow. Who is at America, or who is...
Try it. That's what you have to do in our future, not only now. If anybody can do it like that, then you will be very successful. Okay? So at the end of the day, what I have learned, can I put in black and white? That's what required for you. అది చాలా అవసరం. చాలా సక్సెస్ఫుల్గా అవ్వాలంటే ఇన్ అవర్ కెరియర్ దట్ ఇస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఎసెన్షియల్. ఓకే? సో అది ఎందుకంటే మీరు తర్వాత చెబుతారు, ఎప్పుడో తర్వాత మీకు జాబ్కి వెళ్తారు 3 years 4 years 5 years తర్వాత ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ నేను అటెండ్ అయ్యాను అని ప్రౌడ్గా మీరు చెప్పగలగాల. చెప్పినప్పుడు ఏంటంటే ఇలాంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ వెరీ ఫ్యూ గెట్ ద ఛాన్స్ టు అటెండ్. Okay, there are 10 candidates in the interview, all are having same degrees, but if you say that in addition to that degree I have this certificate, then you will be selected. But once you say that I have this certificate, they may ask you few questions on it. So that is why you should keep some notes on this program. I am telling, when you go for job, definitely this certificate and this knowledge will help you.
Should have some kind of inclination to know and question and know why things are happening the way they are. This is called scientific temper. We are not animals. We are human beings. We have been endowed with brain to seek answers for different kinds of questions that are around us, that explain why life is like this. But unfortunately, in the present day of curriculum that we have with many schools, that young children are put into so much of mechanical, sometimes rote type of learning, that they hardly find time as well as inclination to think in terms of scientific inquiry. That's not happening. But when we were students like you, I must tell you, that way, those days we didn't have this many libraries, this many facilities like internet, things like that. We studied in the rural schools, but then...
And to do that also, the highest priority, but what we normally put it at the lowest bottom of the priority list, is to empower man and woman, especially women. You educate one woman, you educate the whole community and the family. You educate a boy, he will only become a good engineer or something. Therefore, one should have the purpose of the education for empowerment of all our people, those who are below poverty line especially, and see that human dignity is ensured and stabilized. But if you go a little bit further, a little higher, education has an aim of creating middle class. What is this importance of middle class? Middle class are people usually self-centered. They want a whole wish list, and to achieve that, they will work for the government or for private organization. Therefore, middle class creation is essentially national development. And in the process, therefore, this middle class, which is the backbone of any nation which is independent, should know how to solve their own problems. National level, state level, family level, community level, there are a lot of problems. Take this hall itself. Very simple thing, acoustics is bad. Now there are very simple engineering solutions. Put some cardboard boxes at the corners, you will get much better hall, like a cinema hall. Right? So these are what we call local problems, technological problems, which have to be solved, and middle class is the only one which can solve. Therefore, education should have a priority of creating such middle class. And therefore, what does this mean? We need more lawyers, we need engineers, we need doctors, we need good teachers. And therefore, technology imparting is the aim of education at that level. However, if you take this in a longer goal, technology cannot come in suitcase. In the olden days, people used to go abroad, pay royalty, and then bring the suitcase.
I suggest some of you, I don't know, some of you have taken a lot of interest when you were interacting with me. Space technology is one field which you can opt, which you can serve the society. You know, when I was, I tell my own experience, when I was in the Botanical Survey of India and discovered so many new species, I used to always think what society is going to benefit. Fine, I have discovered some new plants or new species or something like that. How the society is going to be benefited there. And I used to think, if I get an opportunity, I would like to do something for the society. And I got an opportunity to come to ISRO, where the science is basically for the society. All that what we do is for the benefit of the society. Whether we are developing sensors or launching satellites or developing launch vehicles, it's all for us. I will be telling you about all in the future, after the lunch probably. So I would suggest some of you should join the science, some of you could think your career in space technology. It's a good field, it's very challenging, and India has progressed a lot, but you can still contribute a lot to it. And with this, I would like to conclude, and I would like to thank Dr. Kripanandi for calling me all the way.
My dear student friends, good afternoon one and all. I would like to take my greatest pleasure to deliver vote of thanks at this moment. Last 5 days we have wonderful sessions. As I have mentioned in the first inaugural function itself, I would like to first of all thank DST, Department of Science and Technology, for giving this wonderful opportunity for Vignan University.